container combination series we're going to simply call Funky and Fun. The plants that are going to be used in these combinations aren't your ordinary plants. We're going to inspire you with different mixes of things that you aren't going to see everywhere. Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and I'm really excited to just show you these kind of different and outside of the box looking container combinations today. The first one we're going to start with is called On Angel's Wings, and you're going to see there's a little bit of play off with some of the plants that we're using in this mix. The first plant, and the one that's giving the namesake to this container, is called Angel Wings. It's a senecio, beautiful velvety foliage, kind of just a really soft, fun, unique looking plant. And this is really going to be the plant that's going to add, I think, the wow, the pizzazz to this container. Also, we're using some coleus, and we are using the Color Blaze Albrido. Beautiful mix of kind of that coppery orange, burgundy, and lime green. This is going to add some unique texture to the planter. And then for our trailing plant, we are going to be using the Dichondra Silver Falls, which is a nice trailing plant, beautiful silver foliage, and that's going to pair really nice with that senecio Angel Wings. And then to give the pop of color that we're looking for, we're using the Silenia Scarlet Begonias. And I'm really excited to use this plant this year. This is the first year that we've really used these Silenia Begonias. So it's going to be fun to really experiment and play with these in a lot of the things that we'll be planting this year at Garden Crossings. So let's go ahead and lay this out. So this one's got kind of a little bit different pattern, we'll call to it, because it doesn't have a definitive center plant. So the Angel Wings, I'm going to plant kind of, as I'm planting this, think of like a 2-2-2 pattern, if that makes sense. So the Angel Wings is going to go in the middle section of 2. It's going to be paired next to the Albrido coleus. I think we all kind of have different ways of explaining what we're doing, but I hope that the 2-2-2 pattern kind of makes sense in your head. Next, we're going to go ahead with the Dichondra Silver Falls. And I'm going to plant that in front of the coleus. The begonia next to it. So these plants are still a little bit young yet, but they're going to mature as they're filling out in the pot. Next, I'm going to spin the pot around, and I'm going to do it opposite. So we're going to take the red begonia and plant it opposite of the other red begonia, so kind of making an X. And then taking my Silver Falls and completing the X. Fill in around the gaps with the loose soil. Put the tags in. And there we go, on Angel's Wings. We haven't forgot about those of you with shade. Here we have the Pure Bliss combination. Pure Bliss consists of 3 of the Rocapoco Rose Impatiens. Beautiful pink rosebud blooms. We also have the Diamond Frost Euphorbia, which is a beautiful sparkly white flower, very wispy and airy, and just adds kind of a soft feel to this container. And then the fun plant we're doing is the Big Leaf Vine, which I think is just, we used this so much last year and really had a lot of people just loving the containers that we've used this in. This is not a new plant. It's been around for forever, but we really have been having fun playing with it and mixing it in with our combinations. So let's go ahead, break them apart, and get them planted. So this one here, we've got, like I said, 3 Impatiens. So I am going to use actually one of the Impatiens as the thriller, or as the center plant in this container. Then I'm going to take the other 2 and make kind of a slash, planting 3 in a row. Trying to think of all these creative words to describe how I'm creating my patterns. Hopefully you're following along. Next, we've got the Diamond Frost Euphorbia. The Big Leaf Vine. And as we spin the pot around, we're going to plant the euphorbia and the big leaf kind of in an X pattern. Fill in around the gaps. And as I mentioned before, it's very important that you're using fresh, new potting soil every time that you are planting up your containers. Anything old that's in your containers has no nutrients left, and your plants aren't just going to thrive and survive planted in old soil. There we go. So a beautiful shade combination, light, airy with this wispy vine, the wispy diamond frost, beautiful mix of pink and white. I can see this on my porch. And the last container in this series is called Shade Appeal. So the name is a little bit misleading because this plant is more for a part shade location. But what we have here is we have the beautiful Kimberly fern. I love using Kimberly ferns in combination. They're just a nice kind of filler, and they really fill it out and have a lot of substance, I think, in containers. Also, we're using a sun patient. This is the compact deep rose sun patient, a beautiful rosy pink with a little bit of an orange hue to it, mixed in with the hippo rose polka dot plant, which is a great foliage plant that it doesn't flower, but the foliage itself just adds so much color and interest into these container combinations. So let's go ahead and lay it out. In the center, we're going to be using the Kimberly fern. Bury that down in the soil. And then we're going to create a triangle pattern using the hippo rose and also the sun patiens. Taking our 3 sun patiens, we're going to tuck them in between the hippo rose to create again a triangular pattern. Filling in around the spaces with any soil that may be needed. And this is a great combination that I think that you can actually create your own interest of color if you want. You could use a white hippo plant. You can use any various color sun patient. So if a pink color scheme really isn't what you're looking for, think about reds, think about oranges, think about light pinks. There's so many different opportunities that you have to just create this look, but using various different sun patients, or you could even use New Guinea impatiens, and that would make this container combination more of a shade appeal. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.